Morning Mrs Booth, my name's Josh and I'll be conducting a health check on your V70 today. To begin with, round at the near side front of the vehicle, this tyre on the near side front is measuring at 1.6mm at the lowest point and is in the centre of the tread. As you can see, the tyre is not in that great a condition and you are at the legal limit. I would recommend a new tyre before going anywhere. We also have some wear occurring on the inner edge, on the inner and outer edge on this tyre, but I believe that's due to the low tread. Would potentially advise two tyres on the front, as the near side front tyre is measuring at 2.3mm at the lowest point. However, on all the tyres on the vehicle, we do have wear to the inner edges, would indicate that the tracking is out of alignment and four-wheel alignment would be carried out, would be a good thing to carry out when the tyre is replaced. Coming round into the brakes, the brake pads on the front. The brake pads on the front are on 3mm. A bit difficult to get the camera in there and show you, but 3mm on the front. The discs are also quite heavily lipped, so I would advise new discs and pads on the front while we've got you in. There's also coming around the near side front suspension components. They're all intact and operating as they should be. If you could just look down here though, we do have a bit of deterioration occurring to the track rod end boot. However, it is just deterioration of the surface of the rubber, so nothing we'll be concerned about just yet. However, I'll make a note of it just for next time. Everything else is intact and operating on the near side front. Engine and gearbox are both lovely and dry. And coming round onto the offside front, suspension components and mounts are all intact and operating as they should be. Slight bit of wear to the bump stops, however, nothing excessive. Offside front tyre, like I said a minute ago, this tyre is on at 2.3mm at the lowest point, so I'd probably recommend two tyres on the front when you get them done. There's also the wear to the inner edge, you can just kind of see where it's beginning to wear. And coming around into the brake pads on the offside front are also on 3mm, and again the discs are lipped. Coming down the centre of the vehicle, the exhaust is nice and secure and there's no leaks down towards the rear axle. Coming down towards the rear axle, components on the rear are all intact and operating as they should be. Springs intact, shock absorbers not leaking, and there's no excessive movement from any of the bushes or the mounts on the rear. Just to show you again, the tyres we are wearing on the inner edge. There is still plenty of tread on the rears. You're looking at about 3mm and 4mm respectively, offside to near side. But again, I would advise four-wheel alignment just to combat this and help it preventing getting any further. Coming around into the brake pads on the rear are on 6mm, and the discs are in relatively offside rear tyre depth is on 4.1mm, and coming over to the near side rear, again as you can see there is wear to the edge, and this tyre on the near side rear is on 3.2mm. Coming around into the brakes finally, on the near side rear, brake pads are on 10mm and the discs are getting lipped. And that concludes the vehicle health check. Just a couple of things I'd like to run through with you. I would like to advise front discs and pads on the vehicle, as the pads are down to 3mm and the discs are quite lipped. There's also the fact of the tyres. The near side front is on the legal limit and the offside front is on 2.3mm. The legal limit is 1.6, so you are within that millimetre of getting onto the legal limit on the offside front tyre. Would advise a pair of tyres and then four-wheel alignment to help prevent that wear to the inner edges of the rest of the tyres on the vehicle. Thank you very much, and I'll pass all this information on to the service advisor and he'll be in touch. Thank you and goodbye.